Hey, I'm Joe DeGanzik,
Hey, and I'm Bradley McComb.
and we do this little show every 2 weeks called TechnoBabble on Q Talk America. This is the first time we're actually going to get to do a video little mini show. And Brad, how excited do you ever get about light bulbs?
To be honest, not super excited, but there's this one that's been rumored to be coming out for a very long time.
So you don't really get excited about the old kind of Edison kind of old-fashioned,
Not at all.
the good old. This is what the 60-watt variety,
Mhm.
and it actually takes 60 watts.
And
And
it's essentially a heater that puts out some light.
It does. I mean, you couldn't hold on to this. It
No.
gets really, really super hot.
Not at all.
So we've in the past, for those of you who may have been longtime listeners, back in the day before Q Talk America existed, I have always been into LED light bulbs and high efficiency stuff, and we did some reviews back in the day of some other light bulbs.
Yeah.
Specifically, as I actually reach across the bulb, Brad's got longer arms.
Yeah.
This was from Lemnis Lighting. Came out a few years ago. This was the SWITCH60. They
Yeah.
claimed that it was going to be amazing and warm white and fully dimmable. Nah, quite. And then the Philips. This is their 60-watt equivalent, which actually uses blue LEDs that are transformed into white light through these
Through the yellow filter.
phosphor kind of
Yeah.
yellow panels, pucks, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And they came out with one earlier this year that won the L Prize, which is a lighting, kind of like, you know what the X Prize
Yeah, no
is?
small thing, yeah.
And it was to make a light bulb, the most efficient LED light bulb possible. And they
Right.
did it. And it's a very similar bulb to this, and it's a 75-watt bulb.
Yeah.
But, you know, this design, what do you think of the design, though?
It looks awkward. I mean, it does look a bit awkward.
The yellow, I mean, it's okay, and they have big labels on these that say it will be white light when it's turned on.
Right, everyone thinks this is a bug light.
That's right, that's right. So the challenge is, what about having, when you would put this in a fixture that you wanted to show off? You know, like an
Mhm.
old-fashioned fixture that was a bare bulb. Obviously, this is not going to fit in like a chandelier
Yeah.
with those little, you know, candelabra fixture
Right.
light bulbs. But I mean, would you want this or even this?
No, I mean, I'd prefer this
This
if I
is
had to
kind of-
choose,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, that would be sort
It's
of
kind
awkward.
of bug
just-
lighty, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of not
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
So Switch Lighting, who about 2 years ago came out with the designs of their new bulbs, and it was going to be awesome. They showed all the fins and the metal and the glass, and it's like, wow, this is really amazing. But then it was, is it vaporware? Is it real?
Yeah,
Is it
'cause they've
going
been
to
talking
ever
about it
come out?
forever.
And there's been, and I can testify that I put on their page, come on guys, when are you going to come out with this? And you
Yeah.
can see heated discussions of their, raving fans who just wanted to buy it.
Yeah, just
Well-
like, here's my money, when is it coming out?
Well, guess what? The other day they finally announced it, and they have a map on their site. You can go to switchlightbulbs.com and find out the bulbs. And here it is.
After many years
After
of
many months,
anticipation.
it's ridiculous that we're super excited about a bulb, and we're going to do the unboxing here in just a second. But as you can see, this is no ordinary LED bulb. It's actually beautiful. I like to call it because, Brett, it's got the metal fins in it, and it's got the glass, and they took the care to actually even label it and put the little 60-watt thing
It
on the
almost-
top of it.
I mean, it looks like it's something out of a movie, like it's just gonna like bloom and like
It looks
create some
high-tech.
sort of little small wormhole or something.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll disappear actually when we turn it on here in a
I
few
know.
minutes. But it really is a beautiful bulb, and it's something that you could put in a fixture, a vanity fixture in a
yeah.
bathroom, or
I
something.
mean, if your bulbs were off, like that would be gorgeous to look at.
It would be
off
gorgeous
or
to look
on.
at.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So we're going to show you this up close here in a few minutes. And yes, we're totally geeking out to this amazing LED light bulb, the
It is
iPod
really
of light
cool.
bulbs.
Yeah.
I want to say this was not just something. Switch is a private manufacturer. They are not affiliated with like Philips or any of the
Mhm.
other big companies.
Right.
Someone really put some thought and design
Oh,
into
yeah.
this bulb.
mean,
I would say
industrial design and
I-
everything.
I'm going to come out and say this is a light bulb built with love. And I know that's ridiculous, but I don't care. I love it, and I haven't even seen it turned on. I told Brad, I said, I'm not going to
I
unbox
know.
it.
It
I'm
was
not,
very hard. I could tell.
oh my
he
god,
was
I
just
wanted to just, oh my god. But
so
anyways,
he got it last night, so
so
this
I
is the
think
big moment.
we should move the camera around and we should do the unboxing and let's take a look at it. And then we're going to show you in comparison real quick what these other bulbs how they actually perform. We're not going to get into all the exact specs of the light quality and so forth. We can send you links to find that on your own, but at the end of the day, we want to show you that in the video. Okay, so this is the retail packaging. This is how it comes, and it's not like a picture. They actually have the cutout so you can see the beauty of the Switch light bulb with the metal fins, the actual LEDs. We'll show you that up close here in a second. The heat sink, the orange band. There's a color band, and the orange one means 60 watts. They're also releasing at this time the 75 watt version, and coming shortly, soon, will be the 40 watt and the 100 watt, which is going to be a three-way bulb. They show the lumens, the cost to run, and obviously that it is LED and a few other items. You do get a little bit of a picture and kind of the engineering display on the side, the lighting facts on the back, and this is the price that we did pay for it at Batteries Plus. And talking about the liquid cooling system and 120 volts and all the different information. It has a greater than 85 color rendering index, and that means that it's going to be that close, 85% efficient in terms of how well it renders colors and how well it looks, just like a good old-fashioned one of these guys. So think this and this. This is 85% as good as this. Okay, so now let's open it up for the first time. And looks like it's pretty simple. They've got this little packaging guy here. I guess I can try to show this better for the camera. And we can pull this up. And it doesn't look like there's anything else in the box. There is a little piece here. And there's a little manual. I don't know why you would need a manual for your bulb. I guess the bulb basically, it's just a little instruction. It's suitable for a number of different things, and it also is dimmable. It's dimmable with most dimmers. That's what they say. We're going to use a little generic dimmer. So I guess we have to get this off. We'll see if we can kind of preserve it. Oh, look, that comes off, and then there it is. So let's kind of take a little comparison. So this is 19th century, and this is 21st century. Here's Switch. So you can see the size. The size is really just about perfect in terms of it's basically about the exact same as the Edison type bulb. And they make this in a clear and a frosted. A lot of people are familiar with, if we looked at this guy, kind of a frosted type of globe. This is the Ferox Lemnis. So you see they're about the same size. But look at this as Brad kind of zooms in or whatnot. Look at that, you can see the fins and you can see the individual LEDs. There's 10 LEDs that make up as we kind of go around. And even on the top, you have the little 60 watts, so you know it is actually the 60 watts, just like they would in print, kind of on the top of one of these regular old light bulbs. And inside is this liquid silicone kind of secret sauce that they won't tell anyone what it's actually in, but it's apparently a food-grade ingredient that if this fell, and this can survive the UL drop test. We're not going to do it here because God only knows we'll break it somehow. But anyways, this can survive a fall, but if it does break and your toddler got to it, your dog got to it, they could accidentally lick it up, eat it, whatever, and it would be safe. It's non-toxic. So, I mean, holding it in the hand, it's a hefty bulb. This is heavier than the Ferox, and this is heavier than it's about equivalent to a little heavier than the Philips. And I think it's because it's this huge metal heatsink and this, I believe this is glass and not plastic. Can't really tell because it's completely filled with the LQD cooling ingredient. So you have switch on the front, and that's pretty much about all you get on there. But really, It's a beautiful, this is the SWITCH60 LED bulb, and now let's go see it in action. And we have it on a really cheap, crappy dimmer right now. It's not a really great dimmer. So we're gonna bring it up and it's gonna come on. And Brad, if you wanna come in a little bit closer and then go ahead and lock it. And you probably can't hear it, but there is a little bit of a hum with it when it's on a dimmer. And it's better when it comes to full brightness, but there is a little bit of hum to it. And as you can see, it is, because we've dialed this down, it is very, very bright. It is like insanely bright. And I can see why some people might actually want the frosted version, because it is very bright. And what they said was that the liquid cooling system actually creates a little bit more of a glow than normally would be there. And that's because of the liquid itself. You know, basically when you shine a light through any kind of liquid, you get a little bit more of a glow and a little bit more beam spread. The other thing would be heat. You know, and how hot is this thing running after a few seconds? Well, I can touch this, and I can hold it, and I can hold the glass globe, literally, and there's no problem. This is after a few seconds. We don't have the time right now in this video to let it run, but obviously if you did this to a regular light bulb, you'd be burning your hand by now, you know, without a doubt. It does dim. This is a really crappy dimmer. We don't know how far it really goes down in terms of dimmability, but it does go down this far. And this dimmer just cuts off here at the last minute, or the last little segment. So we think that's maybe about 15% dim. We'll try it on some other dimmer systems, and we'll let you know in some notes later on. And when it comes up, it doesn't quite do well, but again, we think that this dimmer just kind of really sucks. It is a really nice dimmability, but as usual, it does suffer from the traditional LED dimming effects, which is the fact that LEDs do not color change as they get dimmer, because it's not a tungsten filament and you don't get that fiery glow. But Brad, what do you think of this as you're seeing this on for the first time?
I'm quite impressed, to be quite honest. It's for an LED light bulb. I mean, it's putting out light like you would think just from like a clear standard light bulb.
So this is the Philips. We're going to just drive these both at the same time. The Philips is also dimmable. I'm going to put these guys both right about there, and we'll see how this does. This is the Philips 12 watt, 60 watt equivalent. As you can see, we brought this up and it's instantly there, and the Philips is not quite thinking about it. Actually, we may have these. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so we bring them both on, and the Philips and the other LED guy are kind of not knowing what to do with each other. Not putting both of them side by side. They don't like to be side by side, evidently. And if we bring them both all the way up, I am thinking that the 60 watt switch wins in brightness.
In brightness, for sure.
I think it does. I think it wins in brightness. And this is a little bit weird because you've got this big round black hole in the center of this bulb, where here you do kind of the same, but the light seems to be able to spread a little bit. And if I'm, you know, putting my hand over it, which you really can't see, they actually surprisingly both seem to light up my hand pretty well, but it's, you know, again, which one would you want displayed in your living room? Which one would you want as a bare bulb? That's the question that we're asking you, the viewer. And if I dim them, if I dim them down, actually dimming about the same rate, the Philips a little bit more than the other one, and then the other one flipping out. So dimming LEDs is not an easy science. So this is their 60 watt equivalent, warm white. And I do believe that at full brightness the switch wins over this guy. This is traditionally kind of has, if you're looking at it with the naked eye, it has a little bit of a pink appearance to it, to be quite honest. And if we dim it down, the dimmability range definitely is not correct. The switch is actually doing the correct dimming, and the other one already reached its dim level. But you can see here, look at this, you get a little bit of flicker, and this is where LEDs are a challenge. and there's still a challenge. Even with Switch's advanced technology, you still have challenges with dimming LEDs. But depending on the dimmer and the quality of your dimmer, you will get better results. So just as if you're driving a hybrid car, your mileage will vary, or your mileage may vary with the dimmability. So now we're going to compare both these guys. This is your traditional Edison, which is obviously going to have a dimming range that's perfect. And now if we bring these on, you can actually see that we can dim, of course, the Edison down. And here's the real deal. Look how close and how dim we can make the Edison, where the or the GE, the old traditional bulb, and then basically it's still, I think this is playing havoc with the dimmer itself, but the dimming range is far different, of course, on the LED because of the way it's interacting with the electricity compared to the old style Edison bulb. And oh my goodness gracious, I do think it's almost a tie in terms of brightness from the left to the right. It's so bright that I have to close my eyes, or I have to dim these guys back down, but really it is, you get a little bit more white light out of the old-fashioned light bulb, but you get a little bit warmer white out of the LEDs. And I'm going to have these kind of sitting right beside each other in my bathroom vanity for the next couple weeks, looking at these and really seeing how well it does. But the dimmability is still a factor in LEDs. I could be calling myself potentially a dimming snob because I use home theater style lighting in terms of I have a home automation system using Insteon technology dimmers, and I want it to be that perfect, beautiful, fiery glow when you bring them down. And you can't quite achieve that yet with LED technology, but they're in the process within the next 2 years of making them that will change color as you dim them down. And I'm sure Switch will implement that into their technology as well. You can get one of these locally. You can go to SwitchLightBulbs.com,
right?
And they have a little map. Actually, you can go to like residential at the top and say where to buy. I think their initial retailer is Batteries Plus, because that seems like all the locations here were Batteries Plus.
Yeah.
I had no idea that Batteries Plus sold more than batteries.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in a Batteries Plus.
Really? They actually have a lot of batteries. They actually have, if you need...
I'm just such an online, I just order everything
just go to the, yeah.
I know.
But they actually do carry a lot of unique specialized batteries.
Yeah.
And now they actually carry light bulbs. More than just this. They have
Very
like
cool.
a lot.
Yeah.
So anyways, these are $50 there. I think you can get them online for $45. The prices are going to come down, obviously, with mass production. I saw these the first time. I just happened to see them. Switch has been testing these, and I saw them at the Bellagio earlier this year, and I thought, oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. And now we got to actually light one up and put our hands on it. So
gorgeous.
We highly recommend it. It is a beautiful bulb, on or off. And
I mean, this would, with the price, it would be definitely something like a showpiece at first.
A showpiece.
You know?
I mean, you're not gonna.
I mean,
I personally, I'm gonna take this and probably buy 1 or 2 a month and fit out my entire bathroom vanity in 1 or 2 areas that I can do, because it's an expense. I mean, it's not something that you're going to be like, let me go spend $1,000 on light bulbs.
Right, exactly.
But since it does last 22 years, you're going to get a long life out of this, especially with the...
You're moving with these light bulbs.
You are taking these with you. Do not
don't leave them
forget
behind.
to take these with you. And we were going to have an interview with the people from Switch on the show, TechnoBabble, and that's at 2:30 p.m. QST, otherwise, like we like to call Q-Talk Standard Time. That is 1:30 Pacific, and that will be on Saturday, December 8th, and you can check all of that out and listen live at qtalkamerica.com. And for TechnoBabble, I'm Joe DeGanzik.
And I'm Bradley McComb.
And we'll
tech to you later.